Howdy, dudes. How's everyone out there today? I'm just getting it going over here on Facebook. It always gives me a little bit of a delay at the start of every little episode. That's okay. We got over to Facebook now. And let's get that microphone a little closer to my face so you guys can hear me while I talk. And how's everyone out there today on a good old Monday? We got Tommy in the house. How are you, brother? Good to see you. Just cleaning your bong. Don't dump it in your sink. My kid dumps it in my bathroom sink. I could just strangle her. And then, of course, after she's done, then I got to send down the liquid Drano. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, so it's 8 here right now, Tommy. I don't know what time it is there, but right now it's 8. And just so you know the time difference moving forward, brother. And Scrap Iron's in the house. How are you today, brother? Good to see you as always. And Jeremy's in the house. Good to see you too, bro. Always a pleasure to see you. Good people in the chat for me for any of my shows, man. I appreciate it greatly. I really do. So today I figured we'd go back and do one of those old biker crime things from the past. And I got one pulled up. I got some stuff on my phone, some stuff on my other monitor, some stuff here, some stuff there. Before we get going, hey, quick announcement. I've ordered in some Biker News Canada garb, some wear, some clothing. So much like this one, it'll have the Biker News Canada logo you see on the top screen there on the front. And then we'll do the same thing, a big logo on the back. And hopefully it won't get too many people. Hey, what's that? Is that some club thing? It's a YouTube channel. Maybe I'll even put YouTube channel on the bottom so people know what it's a reference to. You guys tell me what you think. Hey, hello, Frank. Good to see you, my brother. And for now, we still got other merch. We got the book I wrote. It's on Amazon, or you contact me and e-transfer me or PayPal me. I'm gonna get PayPal working this week. 30 for the book alone, 40 for the book plus the patch is the best deal that we got right now. And that includes shipping. So the clothing, the way I got it priced right now, it's going to be $40 for a hoodie, 25 for no 40 a hoodie. What is it? 25, I think, for a t-shirt. Yeah. And I think it was 25 also for a toque. But I'm gonna have to add whatever the postage is to where you live in particular to that price. So what I'll do is I'll collect the money for the piece of clothing when you order, and then after I send it to you, I'll send you another message and let you know what the shipping ended up costing you. So I know it kind of sounds like a pain in the ass, but I think it's going to change a little bit from person to person. And of course, from place to place also, right? So that's the way we're going to work it for that. And again, we're going to do the same thing. Order it by contacting me on any social media, but I prefer Facebook Messenger. That's the one I look at all the time. And my name's Bob Jarvie, Jarvie. And you can send me a message. Tell me who you are and where you are and what sizes you like and all that stuff. I'll get the payment from you. And then, like I say, I'll send you back another message telling you what shipping costs. And I'll find out whatever the cheapest shipping I can find out there is. So that's how you spell my last name right there in the comments. And it should be cool. And I want to thank Joe for helping me in that endeavor. Thank you very much, Joe. I really, really, really appreciate you, bro. I really do. So when you guys see Joe anywhere in the comments, whether it's here or Black Dragon Show or wherever you see him, tell him thanks for me. But he knows. Hello, Steve. How are you, brother? How are you, my bro? Good to see you. Same with you, Richard. Good to see you. Always a pleasure, bro. Jamming with your old guitar. Very nice. How'd it go on the Wawa? I've heard it. Well, how did Jeff Healey do that song? He did it with a slide, didn't he? I've seen some of them old blues guys come up. We used to have a really good blues bar in London called Lead Bellies. And he knew lots of people from down there where the blues came from, right? The Delta blues and all that stuff, you know what I mean? And he would bring up these artists, man. They were incredible. They'd be sliding their slide guitar with a beer bottle and shit, man. It was cool out there. So what else I want to tell you guys about? I think there's the Ghost Riders, the chapter they call Lyle chapter, Lisle. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they've set up their poker run for next year already. But that wasn't the one I was going to talk about. It's going to be, it doesn't, September 20th and 21st next season. Money going towards the campfire. It's not the campfire. What's it called? Hope Haven Therapeutic Riding for the Disabled. So check that one out. It's a poker run next summer. We'll talk more about that as we get closer. And this is the one I want to tell you about that's happening now. They're doing a toy and food drive, December 13 and 14. The toys are going to Rock 95 Toy Mountain and the food to the local food banks. So if you're up there in the Huntsville, Gravenhurst, that kind of part of the world, go check them guys out and do what you can. You know what I mean? Only do what you can. And the toys will be going to the local paramedics. So it's not going to Rock 95. They're going to the local paramedics, and they're going to put them out there. Thank you, Rob, for that update, brother. I appreciate you. Jeff Heal, yeah, he was cool, eh? Poor guy. Who we got there? Buckney, how are you, brother? Good to see you. I like the bluesy rock and roll country style. More blues than anything. Yeah, man. It's where all music came from, was the blues. I'll go ahead and make a movie, Fast and Furious. Nice. Very nice. What we got? Remember Chicago back in the early days, your 50s and 60s. Yeah. Yeah, there's another bar here in town that they called it Old Chicago's. And they had some good blues players in there as well. But they were like more modern blues. You get down to the Delta blues, and it's that, you can feel his pain through his guitar, man. They were fucking awesome, them guys. I really liked them. So I want to do a show today about, there was a thing that happened not too long ago. It was 1984, May 9th, 1984. And the Red Devils Motorcycle Club, and this is the original Red Devils from Hamilton. They were around since the 1940s. That club was around. They have since patched over. I think they're now Bacchus MC, if I'm not mistaken. Hamilton chapter, of course. And their clubhouse was on Arden Avenue. And it was kind of a crazy clubhouse because if you were going down, I believe it was a QEW, on a certain segment, you could see the clubhouse from the highway. And they had their signage up and stuff. So you knew whose house it was. It could have been on the 403. Can't remember what highway that was. But hey Bruce, how are you, bro? But anyways, on May 9th, 1984, around 1:45 in the morning, the clubhouse got sprayed with bullets. Like I say, it was on a street called Arden Avenue in the beach strip, and the shooter had driven up beside it on the QEW, just like I said. So he shot at it from the highway. And now we're going back in the days before cameras everywhere, right? So one of the bullets happened to hit one of the members, a member named Michael Carey, and R.I.P. Michael Carey. And of course, our condolences to the club, whoever knew him in the club, and all of his friends and family out there. It's 84 and hasn't been solved yet. That's kind of a bummer. So he was killed instantly. 4 other members of the club were also inside at the time. Some believe this had been in retaliation. Now, this is coming from a police report, so it's not me who says I believe, it's the cops believe. And then they put in that some believe that it had been in retaliation for beating laid upon Satan Choice MC member Brent Roddick. And then Brent, by the way, was killed in 1985 by Red Devils members a few days before the murder. So he wasn't killed by the Red Devils. He had some Red Devils beat him down, I guess. It happened a few days before the murder. But also they're saying the murder may have also been in retaliation for a previous incident of disrespect leveled at the Red Devils. Given the association with biker, they use the G word, it's the cops. Few individuals at the time were willing to come forward with information. So that's from the police blotter of what the coppers all think about it. Which is kind of something. It's that one right there. Let me jump back in the chat for a minute and catch up with you guys at Delta Blues. Yeah, man. What's happening, bro? Bruce, good to see you, my brother. And Gyro Lambs, good to see you, bro. Don said there are still some Red Devils around, apparently. Yes, he did say that in the interview, didn't he? Because I think that's when I said, yeah, because not all the Paradise Riders went on the patch over to the 81 and the 2000 patch over either. And there's still some Paradise Riders in existence, like the club still exists. Now, I don't know if the Red Devils kept their patches or not. They might have. I don't think I asked Don. Had a patch member of the original Red Devils do some skin artwork at that. Oh, yeah, okay. That's before they patched over. And you know what? We had Bacchus on for an interview. If they patched over to Bacchus, good on them. I did not think that the original was a 1%. Yeah, I guess it was, wasn't it? So after the patch over in 2000, when I was still in the club I was in, and, like I say, a bunch of our guys actually patched over, a few of our guys out of our chapter, 4 of them, I think. And we lost a bunch of our support too. But anyways, the Red Devils were having some sort of party, might be an anniversary party. And because they were specific in their intentions to stay out of the feud, I don't even know if 81 in our club really had a feud. We were just uptight that they took some of our guys, right? But anyways, they invited both clubs over for the party. So, of course, I went. We had to send some representation. We couldn't not go, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So we went, and the 81 went. And it was kind of like one of those high school dances where everyone stops, sits on the opposite ends of the room and looks at each other. I didn't stay long. I didn't dig the vibe. So that's funny. So on this thing of unsolved murders in Hamilton, the very next case that comes up is the murder of Brent Roddick. And isn't that who they said the Red Devils had beat up? Yeah. That they thought led to the drive-by. So then on the morning of August 21st, 85, so a year later, Brent Roddick was at his brother's house on Hamilton's East Mountain. Mr. Roddick and 2 others noticed that a white Lincoln Continental, later believed to a 1980 to an 83 Mark VI signature series with a wheel well cover on the trunk, was circling the house for about an hour. Finally, just after 8 a.m., the dogs inside started barking at someone near the front door. Mr. Roddick went outside and was shot as soon as he opened the door. He collapsed and died shortly after. A neighbor saw a male, 6 foot tall, with dark clothing, running towards a large car, which then drove off. Mr. Roddick had been an active member of the Satan's Choice Motorcycle Club. There's no doubt that Mr. Roddick's murder is somehow connected to the rival clubs in Hamilton, as there was a biker war going on at the time. Michael Carey had been murdered in 1984 at the Red Devils clubhouse, An attempted murder on another Satan's Choice member had also occurred during the same year in December of 83. Oh, wait. I got my punctuation wrong there. Another Satan's Choice member had also occurred. Another attempted murder on another Satan's Choice member had also occurred during that same year period. In December of 83, a small bomb had been detonated at the Satan's Choice clubhouse on St. Matthew Street, Hamilton. And that was all before my time. I don't even think I was still in high school then. So it was all before my time. I wasn't hanging around or nothing back then. And then I joined the club I was in 98. Yeah, 98. So interesting, eh? Hey, JR, how are you, bro? I hope I'm calling you the right thing. Or is it better to call you Junior? I don't know. I never asked till now. But anyways, we're talking about the Michael Carey one. But guarantee, the two things are tied in. I guess you can't say guarantee. You can never say guarantee. But, you know, I don't think it's that far of a stretch to believe that. How's that? That would be better. And now we got this one. Now again, it's hard to know what you can believe off Wikipedia because a lot of people can I think people can just go in and change the information on a Wikipedia page. But yeah, let's give it a little read and see what Wikipedia says about it. So the original Red Devils Motorcycle Club was a Canadian outlaw motorcycle club based in Southern Ontario. It was founded in Hamilton in 1948, making it one of Canada's oldest motorcycle clubs. The club originally went by Red Devils. However, to differentiate themselves as the original from the other motorcycle club using similar names, they added original on the front of their name. Oh, well, yeah, because the 81 have got a support club, I guess you'd call them, called the Red Devils also. And they're around Ontario now. I think they're in Hamilton. They are in Hamilton. So anyways, the original Red Devils Motorcycle Club was founded in Hamilton, Ontario in 1948. Wait, I just read that part. So, okay. It remained around the Hamilton area for quite a long time until expanding to Chatham, Kent in 2001. I was around when that happened. I remember that happening. And Sudbury in January 2014. Unlike other motorcycle clubs that have met their tragic end or aggressively expanding across the globe, the Red Devils stayed small and managed to remain well respected by other motorcycle clubs in Ontario. The club had a history of being involved in charities, as many are. They would end up patching over to longtime ally Bacchus Motorcycle Club in late 2014, with the three chapters, Hamilton, Chatham, Kent, and Sudbury, joining Bacchus MC. All Bacchus MC and original Red Devils MC members also sport a brotherhood patch depicting the lasting 1% bond of the two clubs. I'll get something from a newspaper guy. Let me bounce back over the chat. Hey, K. Wayne, good to see you tonight, bro. I was hoping you'd drop on in this evening. Yeah, 1948. That's a long time ago, eh, bro? I think that they're the oldest 1% club. I guess we're at the now they patched over, but you got to go back and read or go watch the interview I did with Don Don, the original Satan's Choice guy. He painted us a picture of being a biker in the 50s and 60s, man. It was cool. They didn't care about fighting other clubs. And if they fought, it was fists up or, it wasn't bang, bang out of the gate. But they went to dance halls. They had their favorite burger joint hangout, and as they got older, their favorite bar hangout and stuff. Man, it was all right. He painted a good picture. Hey, Craig, good to see you tonight, bro. Always a pleasure, man. Yeah, straight out of World War II. That's right, wouldn't it be? Exactly, right out of World War II. So I bet a good percentage of them were veterans coming home from that war. So Peter Edwards, a veteran Toronto Star crime reporter and author of several books on motorcycle, they use the G word, said, the Red Devils have been smart enough to stay out of people's way, stay quiet, and not offend other bikers. They don't take in heat scores, people who attract the attention of the police. They don't act like clowns, chase other bikers' wives. They don't have big egos. They're not trying to get rich or rule the world, Edwards said. All of this has led to the Red Devils being comfortable in their own skin and have a good relationship with other clubs, including the Hells Angels. There's something very Canadian about the original Red Devils. They're not into glitz, Edwards said. The original Red Devils MC were listed as in OMC by Criminal Intelligence Services Canada, CSIS. That's weird that CSIS gets us bikers involved, eh? So this is the story again, May 9, 84. Multiple shots were fired in the Red Devils Mother Chapter Clubhouse. Full patch member of the Red Devils, Michael Carey, was killed at age 32, just a young man. The Devils then began to reinforce the clubhouse with cinder block and rebar wall to defend against future attacks. In 2000, the original Red Devils clubhouse in Hamilton was raided by the Hamilton police. The report would blow through the police would blow through the compound's front gate and would use battering rams to break down the doors before tossing concussion grenades inside the clubhouse. The raids resulted in the capture of 3 illegal firearms, ammunition, and narcotics. On December 1, 2010, police executed search warrants on multiple properties and charged 3 members of the original Red Devils Motorcycle Club, along with a woman, of running an unauthorized lottery. The searches also uncovered marijuana, ecstasy, and ammunition cache. On the 19th of November 2011, Ontario Provincial Police raided the original Red Devils Clubhouse in Chatham. They had a warrant to search the premises in the belief that an illegal bar was being operated without a proper liquor license. Oh, they're charging with running their clubhouse as a booze can. Yeah, that's always a charge that you gotta learn how to. Don't get sucked into that charge at your clubhouse, because they'll take your clubhouse. The pricks like that. 2 arrests were made and 1 member charged with possession of a prohibited weapon. The other man was charged with assaulting a police officer during the raid. Well, maybe you didn't know who it was. Unbelievable, eh? Sounds like some police will little else do besides harass people for small. Yeah, it does. It really does. Like, and anyone who knows anything about being in a club knows that you're not going to leave anything that has anything to do with trafficking illegal substances inside your clubhouse. Because again, they take your damn clubhouse, and then how far up are you? You know what I mean? If that's what you choose to do, don't do that at the clubhouse. So what else do we got? Local authorities called a hit and run and later found. What are we talking about? Oh, on August 9, 2014, Steve Marcotte, a 44-year-old longtime member of the original Red Devils, died in a crash between his motorcycle and a tractor. That is suck. Both vehicles were headed south on Upper Centennial Parkway in Stony Creek. The police say the tractor cut in front and sent Marcotte flying. These events tragically resulted in his death. Marcotte, whose family said he fulfilled a long-time dream of being a full patch member a couple of years ago, was a super guy who worked hard as a contractor and was a family guy. Phillips said local authorities called a hit and run and later found the tractor abandoned What? In a field nearby. Hamilton police charged Dave Bobor, 45, and a former member of the original Red Devils, was driving the tractor and fleeing the scene. What's the chance a former member would be driving a tractor down a road where a present day man, like, was he out bad? And they drove away and fled the scene knowing Marcotte was dead. According to documents, Bobor lives around the corner from the area the incident occurred. But a man at the house who identified himself as Bobor's brother said David Bobor doesn't live here. He remained in jail until his scheduled bail appearance in court September 9, 2014. Bobor left the Red Devils in good standing about a decade ago. He and Marcotte knew each other, but it's not clear what they were doing together that night. As far as Philip is concerned, the whole thing is a sad accident that had nothing to do with club business. He and other Red Devils do not plan to attend any of the court case and are only concerned about Marcotte's family, for whom they've raised money. They're part of the family, he said. They're always welcome. After Marcotte's funeral, the club and other bikers rode in procession to the Red Devils clubhouse. Of course they did. So that's all that we got from. Oh yeah, and then there's one more thing I pulled up for some reference. Where the heck is it now? I think it's this one. No, that's Redneck. That's Redneck side. Where are you? That's the police one. Oh, so the first one I read out of wasn't the police one. The first one I read out of was some vlog that somebody does down in Hamilton. That's what it was, I think. And then this is all the same old stuff. So that's an interesting one. The guy shot from the highway into the clubhouse, which it sounds, it sounds like the story told itself when you saw the next unsolved murder from Hamilton. You know what I mean? Flatheads and knuckles. Fuck yeah. Saw an old knuck. Where'd you see an old knuck? Went to Steve's funeral. Oh, okay. So it was an accident. Was it, Bruce? Good. Well, yeah, that's, sad story. What was the tractor guy thinking? Yeah, I know, eh? It sounds weird, though, eh? A former member and a present member. One guy's on a tractor. It sounds weird. I just wouldn't really be able to put my finger on it, but it sounds weird for some reason. That's all I think. Yeah, that is a pretty cool patch, eh? Definitely the other Red Devils patch, the support club. It definitely doesn't look the same as that, does it? But they're around pretty much. A lot of the cities that got an 81 chapter in them, like Kitchener has a Red Devil chapter as well. In Hamilton, I know does, because they all got raided this summer for something with the loners and charged with theft. And it happened once in Hamilton, and it happened once again in Kitchener. Same basic story. They wanted to take somebody's patch, and they ended up getting their clubhouse and their personal houses, and people got charged with other things. It's kind of a bummer. Kind of makes you wonder if all that's worth it sometimes. To push a point, kind of like Blackbeard. Yeah, man, that is true. Yeah, it was just an accident, eh, Bruce? So even the guy on the tractor was a good guy, was he? That's a weird story still. I don't know why. I just find it's weird in my head. But, if it's just one of them things, then it's just one of them things. So Steve is the guy that got killed, and Who was the guy on the tractor? David. So what's the word on that David fella, bro? It was just an accident, you say, but what's the word on what happened? What it doesn't say in the story. Did he get convicted of leaving the scene? Like you say, I can't say I'd ever want to see anyone do jail time, except for maybe someone who hurts children. But again, anything beyond that, if you ever been to jail, you can't wish jail on nobody else. No comment on the tractor guy. Okay, well, same thing. It is what it is, I guess. So that's our true crime story. I was talking more about um the shots that went in off of the highway. And actually, I didn't realize till I read that story that it came in off the highway, because I was just mentioning that you could see their CH from the highway, which I think back then I might have said something about it's not the safest place for a clubhouse when you can see it right off a major highway like that. You can't put cameras all the way up on the highway's edge to see who's stopping the car out there. But that's how it goes. I know the inside walls of our clubhouse, if you took the drywall down, you get a pretty thick plate of steel, and then we put the drywall back up. You know what I mean? So you could come do whatever, but chances are it wasn't coming through. Oh, hey, I saw good YouTube. How much time we got into this thing? We only got 32 minutes into this thing. Let's have a look at a YouTube I was watching before I came to do the show. This tells a lot. This really tells a lot. No, I'm not on my page. How do I get to my page? This thing drives me crazy. We're everywhere with my page. Let's see if it's that one. I think that's the one for. That's not the one I wanted. I want mine. Here we go. History. There we go. Because it'll be on the history. It's this one. So this is a channel called Tech Motorsport. And they're doing a story here of sales collapse of Harley Davidson and other motorcycle manufacturers. And the numbers are pretty bummer for even if you saved up and bought a brand new one during COVID, because the sales peaked in COVID. And this story tells you all about it. Sorry, I didn't put it on the screen. But it's called Tech Motor Show. And there's like 2 million unsold motorcycles from 2022 still out there in the dealerships that they haven't sold, or at the time of this video anyway, hadn't been sold yet. And this video is like 3 days old. The information was about a year old. So it said if you saved up and you bought a $35,000 motorcycle from Harley in 2022, that the next year it was only worth 20 grand. And so I think the advice that they're giving is don't rush out and buy a new bike right now. And don't even rush out and buy a used bike right now. The story is everything's going to do a new balancing point. And unfortunately for people that are selling a motorcycle used, they're coming down. Went to Wheels Through Time in Maggie Valley. So this week I've got an interview set up with a new motorcycle museum in Thunder Bay, Ontario, of all places. Can't remember what they're called, so I have to type in motorcycle museum. Oh, no, only if I can spell though. So my 24-year-old kid told me today that I need someone to talk to. And then I reminded her, I talk to myself all the fucking time. I don't think she thought that was funny, but it was true. What do we got here? There it is, these guys. So we got these guys coming in. Kissel Golf Motorcycle Museum, and they just opened up there in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Well, they've been open for a couple years, but they've made it bigger and expanded the hours and all this stuff. So we're going to have them in on Thursday of this week. And talking about motorcycle clubs with history in Canada, I'm in talks right now with the Blackhawks MC. And it's got to go to the table, of course. But it sounds good that I might be doing an interview with them in the new year. So that'll be cool too. So we'll bring you some more history here on Biker News Canada. If I can contact any other motorcycle club member from other provinces and stuff, I can keep working on these old interviews. I like them, and I like getting the history of the Canadian motorcycle scene and make them paint us a picture of how it was to be a biker in the day. You know what I mean? So we'll check it, man. We'll check it. Audiobook, bro. Yeah, Bruce. That's one thing I'm gonna have to sit down and spend some time on, because Amazon will let me just do it myself. So I just gotta make sure I can have my voice and do like a couple chapters a night and figure out how to do it myself. It'll be fucking cool. Harley Heaven, where was that, Scrap Iron? Maggie Valley. Wheels Through Time. And when I went over to England, there when I was in the club, I had to go to England for 8 months, right? Because they wanted me to testify at a murder trial for the guys that shot my two club brothers. I wasn't in the club yet when it happened, but I joined the club right after it happened. And kind of, I felt it was the right thing to do. The Running Museum. Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. And anyways, so I had to go to England when the trial was going on, and it lasted 8 months from the prelim to the end of the trial. And those guys took me to the British Motorcycle Museum in Birmingham, England. Man, that place was cool. They used to have so many different brands of motorcycles back in the day. And a lot of the technology was coming from England on those older bikes. So it'll be fucking cool. Yeah, I got to do it, Jay. 100% has to come from me. Here come Raven Mercedes insert whatever they. Yeah, man. No, it's got to be me that narrates the book, because I'll be able to get the feeling that I felt at the time across while I'm reading it. And thanks for coming on, Jay. I appreciate you, brother. You know what I mean? The open in the spring. Okay. I saw on the bottom here, it says established 2023. So we're going to have him on and see what they got in there. I'll see if I can get him to do it on his camera so he can walk through the museum and show us some of the exhibits. I guess he can't show us the whole museum, then we don't got no reason to go there. But, it would be a bad stop if you're doing a ride out west from Ontario. Thunder Bay is generally where you stop for the night, because from Sault Ste. Marie to Thunder Bay is a 9-hour drive in a car. So I imagine by the time you get to Thunder Bay, it's a good time for pull your bike into a hotel room and have a siesta. But only get a hotel that your bike will fit through the door. Unfortunately, that town's got a pretty bad name these days for people being on the street and stuff and addicted to things. It's a tragedy. But right now, it's the murder capital of Canada, is Thunder Bay, per population. Yeah, exactly, Jay. I can transmit those feelings, and I'm sure I'll be ad-libbing the book in a lot of spots, because it's my story, right? Oh, they're in Norfolk as well, eh? That's cool, bro. I didn't know that. Thanks for letting us know. Now, is that the new Red Devils or the ones that we had been talking about? Well, the ones that we talked about have patched over now, except for, like Don said in the interview, there's still a few that didn't patch over. So might as well ride down. Hopefully, be warmer. You know that, Craig. Well, if it ain't this summer, it'll be next summer. I got to do a ride and get out and touch the Pacific on my bike, and then the summer after that, I got to go touch the Atlantic on my bike. You know what I mean? I gotta get these rides in while I'm still young enough to do them, and got some time and all that. And if we can do it as I'm doing Biker News Canada, hopefully it'll all pay for itself. So listen, there's another thing. I just got to fix something on this stupid thing for YouTube. I should be monetized shortly. I finally found out what they want me to fix. And I think it's something that's going to be a click and it should be fixed. Then it's got to go back through its process, which usually takes me about a week. And then I should be doing memberships, and we'll do a members only show, similar to what our friend Mike Ball does. So we'll do a weekly members only show, and we'll do memberships, and we'll keep it low. I don't want to break nobody's bank. I know it's tough out there too. If it's tough out there for me, it's tough out there for everyone. It's just what it is right now. But we'll do that. That's coming. It's coming around the corner, and the Biker News Canada where I can take orders anytime. Oh yeah. If you are you talking about down the States? Because I was gonna say there's a thing up here called Tail of the Lion, and I think it goes up towards Thunder Bay. But yeah, Tail of the Dragon on a Harley though, is it worth doing? Like I'm gonna try to get myself another street guide. We bang and scraping bags, or just take it easy. It's a tough call, but it would be fun. Richard, hello Hollywood, hello BD. If you're on here and everybody else, hope everyone's having a good night. Right on, Richard. And I think that's really all I got to tell you guys about today. Some shameless plugs for myself, but I will keep things coming. We'll see what we're doing tomorrow night, but I'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. No matter what, I'll make us a show every Monday to Friday, right around 8 p.m. And then when I'm not sick, yesterday I was sick in bed all day. Sunday nights we'll do a political show. And then once we get memberships going, we'll squeeze in a members only show also. Or I'll put the clubhouse secrets on members only. Maybe we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it would be wild scrap iron because I've seen some of those bikes that are meant to do the bendies running off the road. I couldn't imagine trying to get that down that low on a dresser. But hey, push steer always helps. That's what I got for tonight, everybody. I appreciate all you fine people who always drop in and say hi in the chat. It makes this, that's the reason I do it now, because you guys make it into a very enjoyable show. So much love to everybody. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed and all that good stuff. And I'll be back tomorrow and we'll do it again. Good night. Be safe. Night, guys.